Welcome to John Redmann, Power of Attorney, the show that aims to empower you through knowledge of the law. I'm Attorney John Redmann.
And I'm Shauna Sanford. Welcome to the show. Well, statistics show that an alarming number of people in the United States are killed and injured each year because of medical errors. As a result, thousands of medical malpractice lawsuits are brought against doctors. But the success or failure of a medical malpractice claim can depend on many variables. Consequently, this is an area of the law that is widely misunderstood. But our guest today is going to walk us through this complicated and serious legal issue.
Attorney Robert David will be joining us shortly to talk about the rights of both patients and doctors, how to determine whether you're being treated properly by medical professionals, and how much we're all paying for medical malpractice cases. We'll be getting to that, but first, let's get to the week's legal news.
All right, thank you, John. Well, mark your calendars. The December 8th runoff election is just days away, and the race for 2 New Orleans City Council seats are among the biggest contests on the ballot, but that's not all. There's some important issues on this ballot, and folks need to get out there and make their voices count.
Right, there's a couple of important judge races in Algiers, and there's a number of things, so please get out there and vote.
Okay. In other news, recording police officers on the job is legal if you live in Illinois. According to the Chicago Tribune, the state Supreme Court there says Illinois' anti-eavesdropping law violates free speech rights when used against people who tape law enforcement officers. Is this a good thing?
Overall, I think it is. In particular, in the scenario I envision is if you've been pulled over by the police and maybe the police officer's being a little bit over-aggressive, maybe you're being improperly treated. If nowadays with smartphones, if you are able to easily tape record the conversation, if the police officer is being disrespectful or crossing a line, and that tape recording might help you catch a bad actor doing bad things. And you don't want to have a he said, she said disagreement with the police officer. You're likely to lose. But this is something that I think is good. Let the light shine on, let the truth come out, and this helps the truth come out.
Okay, well, our next story is something that I think many people out there are going to be very familiar with. If you go to any kid's party, you are sure to see those huge inflatable bounce houses. They're fun, but they're also dangerous. According to the scientific journal Pediatrics, there's been an increase in the number of injuries associated with the bounce houses. The study says between 1990 and 2010, more than 65,000 children were treated for broken bones, sprains, and cuts. Lots of injuries. What can parents do in order to sort of ensure safety?
I'd say the most obvious thing, most parents out there are probably already saying it out loud, proper supervision. You know, a lot of times you got big kids mixed with little kids. It's a bit of a mosh pit. It's kind of crazy supervision. You know, little kids with maybe one parent kind of sitting in there, keeping an eye, make sure the kids are not getting too rough. If you have bigger kids, well, not too many in there at a time. And if you see them getting too crazy, well, you're out.
Right.
You know, you spend a time out. Use common sense. That's probably the guiding rule.
Yeah, and when you look at the number of injuries, they really happen. So it's fun, but it can be very dangerous too. Yeah. So supervision is very, very important.
Proper supervision. Make sure you don't get a bounce house that came from somebody, you know, that looks unsafe, that's leaning to one side and it's got a bunch of tears, and you know, just be careful.
Okay. All right. Well, coming up next, our conversation with attorney Robert David about medical malpractice and how it affects all of us. So stick around. We'll be right back.